Hello, it's Avalon here from Blossoming Woman, and today I am talking about my hair. Now, specifically, I'm talking about not using shampoo anymore. There are lots of people who are fascinated about this, and people have been asking me questions. So in this video, I'm going to respond and share more about this phenomenon of not using shampoo anymore. So I've known about this for many years. I've been in the natural parenting movement for like 18 years, and my life has been a gradual stripping away of excess, unnecessary consumerism and returning to as natural as I can in all areas of life, including what I put in my body and on my body and what I use in my home. So for quite a lot of years, like more than a decade now, I've only been using natural products anyway on my hair. And so years ago, I heard about the no shampoo thing, and I have actually tried it a couple of times, but each time I wasn't really fully committed, and I just kind of like, when my hair started to get a little bit oily, I was like, no, fuck it, I'm just going to like wash my hair and I'll just think about it later. So I've been particularly inspired by a couple that I know locally near where I live, and they have gorgeous hair. This woman has a beautiful, beautiful Katie, has beautiful, long, luscious locks and so silky. And when they shared that they don't use shampoo, I was like, oh, wow, like really inspired me. So that's something that's been in the back of my mind. And I thought, well, I need to allow the time to know that it's probably going to go through a little bit of a kind of awkward stage. And so I decided at the beginning of 2021, like the first day of January, that it was summer holidays. Well, I mean, I'm kind of like an entrepreneur, so everything's all kind of fluid and quantum anyway, but I decided 1st of January, I'm going to do it. I washed my hair on the first day of January. I also cut the side, but it actually needs to be cut a little bit more again. So I loved it, shaved the side, washed it. I thought, okay, let's go. I'm going to do this no shampoo thing. So I had looked into it before already, and I knew that my hair was going to get a bit oily and it was going to go through this kind of sticky phase before it goes into a more sort of silky phase. Now you can see now, like if you look at my hair, it's not oily at all. It's just like luscious and it's wild, and I feel really connected with my hair in a way that I haven't before. And to be honest, like usually when my hair gets long, I would just need to cut it off. I would just feel so annoyed by it. And this has been a cycle for me, like over the years. It's like, grow it long, cut it off, grow it long, cut it off. And that's, nothing wrong with that. So I was kind of at this verge of like, well, I'm just feeling like cutting it off anyway. So shaving was good because I've got a lot of hair. And so what's happened since I've been doing this is that I've, as I said, developed this deeper relationship with my hair. I'll share a bit more about that in a moment. I've moved through I'll share a little bit more about that phase of the transition phase, let's call it. And when I started coming out of that, I just felt such deep joy and knowing that this is something that I've wanted to do, and also questioning like all of these things that we use. If we reflect back to times in the past when people couldn't go to the shop and they couldn't buy all this stuff and they just didn't have all this disposable stuff at their fingertips, what did people do then? They were fine, right? And actually, while I'm sharing related to this topic, is that I also do not use any soap on my body or on my face, like ever anymore. And it's probably been a good at least 5 years since I've used soap on my body. And that became really clear to me when I went and saw a talk by Philip Day, who's an amazing, insightful health advocate. And he was talking about vitamin D, and we soak vitamin D through our skin from the sun, but it actually soaks through in the oil. And it takes over 24 hours to soak in. So if you are out in the sun and you use any soap on your skin and you wash the oils off, you're actually not allowing the vitamin D to absorb, and like there's a chronic vitamin D deficiency that people have. And so I'm clean. I shower as often as I need to, and I use water, and I'm super clean. And like, I sometimes use a couple of essential oils. I don't need to use deodorant. I've not used deodorant for a long time because I've cleaned up my body from the inside out. And when you clean on the inside, you don't smell on the outside, right? I mean, like with anyone, if I'm, if I don't have a shower for like an extended period of time, I'll be like, right, I need to have a shower. But on a daily basis, I don't need to use anything other than water. And I do use a beautiful handmade moisturizer on my skin at the end of the day, but I don't actually really need to. I just really like to. And the other product I use is coconut oil. So I've got a little bit off track, but I'm going to come back onto it about the hair. So in the beginning, I discovered, after doing some research, that it can be really helpful to use apple cider vinegar as a rinse on your hair while you're going through the greasy phase. So I got this, this is an old bottle of like just the cheap supermarket apple cider vinegar that I've had for years, like, because I usually use an organic one in the kitchen. And so I've got this empty old honey bucket. And so I'd put it that probably, I just have it in the shower and I'll just store it in the shower like this at the bottom so that the pot's on top. Probably a third, maybe half fill it with warm water while I'm actually in the shower, and then just tip a big kind of slosh of that in. And just at the very end of my shower, when I'm about to come out, I'll tip my head back, make sure my eyes are really closed because you don't want to get fucking acid in your eyes. Tip my head back, rinse this through, and really kind of just massage it. Massage it right, mainly into my actual scalp, and then just squeeze it through, not rinse it after that, and then turn the shower off. And so there is this sort of like an aroma of like fish and chip shop with, how people use vinegar, but it was actually really mild. And as soon as you dry, and it's actually really quite a fresh smell. So I did use that in the shower, probably not at first, but in the middle weeks, like probably around week 2, week 3, week 4. Once my hair started to like balance out, I didn't want to use it anymore because it can also it sort of strips your hair a bit. So I did have an experience at day 9. So around day 9, I was beyond my comfort zone with my hair, put it that way. I was like really noticing that it was starting to feel kind of heavy, and it was like my instinct was, I need to wash my hair. I need to go in the shower and wash my hair, but I was determined to push through. And so I had this experience.
And actually had a mushroom experience this one particular night.
And I was just like feeling the amazingness of this hair. And what I did was I tipped my whole head upside down, and I was just massaging all my scalp and massaging my hair and feeling the aliveness of my hair and feeling how my hair is an extension of me. It's an extension of my nervous system. It was like my hair is so much a part of me. And so it was quite a ritual where I was like massaging my whole head. So instead of feeling greasy and weird, it actually just sort of turned into feeling really alive. And it was so wild looking after that. It was like I had so much body, and it was like it had never looked quite like that before in my whole life. It was really cool. And so after that experience, I really settled into the process. It kind of just released any resistance I had to it. And so then I rode it out. Like, I tied my hair back a lot. Like, I can just easily put my hair back and maybe put it in a plait, and that way it's all just kind of, nice and kind of, you can't really see what's going on with it when it's tied back. I put it up a lot. I also put it up in like a messy bun, and I actually have this like hairpiece thing which has got all like curly shaggy bits of hair, and I would put it up in a messy bun, and it's a really cool fun hairstyle. And then I would put like a scarfy thing around just the front bit, and then have all the messy hair at the back. And I actually just do that with my hair even without a hairpiece anyway, because it's kind of like a very quick and very convenient and a great hairstyle, because my hair is so heavy, at least if I put it on top, it's not dragging or anything. So I did that. So there's a few strategies that I use like during the actual like in transition phase. So fast forward to now, and now it's like I'm recording this 3 months later, like nearly 4 months later. It's the end of March. Yeah, so the end of 3 months. And what I do now, so I'll just share my little bit of a rhythm of how I look after my hair now, because it is so fucking simple and minimal and so easy. Before I shower, I brush it, and I take time to brush it. I really brush it a lot. The kind of brush, I actually haven't got it with me right this second, but it's just a bristle brush, and it's got the long kind of wire brushes that have got a little ball on the end. So it's kind of like got longer wires and then slightly shorter, thick bristles lower in that too. And so when I brush it, I really brush it with the intention of brushing any oils all the way through. And I just brush it, and I tip my head right back, and I brush it, and I brush it, and I just brush it until it's all really as brushed as I can, as like, you know, maybe for a few minutes or something. It's not something that I only need to wash, like when I say wash my hair, like have a shower and wet my hair and kind of wash it through with the water probably once a week, or not even now. Mostly when I have a shower, I'll just put a shower cap on so my hair doesn't get wet. So I brush it first, and then when I go in the shower, I do have it warm, and I have it like really running through my hair, and I do the massaging, like so I have my hair all kind of like pushed to the back, and I just get my fingers and I massage gradually through, and then I start there and I massage more, and I massage more, and I do a lot of massaging to really distribute the oils through. And then following the advice of this couple that I know locally, then just get my hands and like really rub it, and right to the ends. And because my hair's long, I have to do it to the front. And like I rub my hands really, like squeezing the water through right to the ends. And I do that a few times like this. And that just kind of just helps to distribute the natural oils through it. And then that's it. It's like really easy. And then I come out and I just dry my hair, and it's just completely fine. And so that's it. I'm just wondering how long it took me. So probably, I would say a good couple of months, like at least 6 weeks before it was just like not a thing anymore. Like it's not a thing at all now, but it was like probably, I would say closer to 2 months by the time there was no discomfort around like feeling like it was a little bit oily. And it doesn't really happen now. Like we actually just had a very humid, floody time, and I noticed that I had a shower a bit more often. Like, you know, I think I had an extra shower that week with wetting my hair instead of putting it in the shower cap, because I just wanted to like freshen up. So it still feels fresh. And one thing I do use is a tiny bit of coconut oil, just mainly in the bottom bits. I get a little bit, rub my hands together, run it through, and not much, right? I don't want it to be oily, but just to kind of like put a little bit of moisture into the ends. I think that's all I wanted to share with you. I've got a few notes here. The other thing that does happen for my hair, like after I do the massaging in the water in the shower, my hair does feel a little bit dry the first day, but it's like the next day after that, it feels good again. It's a bit like when I used to use shampoo. Like I just would find, like when I first wash my hair, I don't really like it. I actually prefer it once it's settled. So that actually still happens now a little bit, nothing like how it used to. And I don't ever have to buy shampoo ever again in my life, except that my family still use it. But for me, I don't need it. So if you've got any questions, or if you do this, or I'd love, like if you do it, or if you have any questions, just reach out, comment below. I'd be happy to make another video, but I feel like I've kind of covered everything as much as is needed. And I know that, people have had all sorts of questions, but it totally rocks. I just feel like I have a new relationship with my hair. I'm really connected with it. It's amazing. I highly recommend it. One less thing to contribute to the pollution on Earth, and reclaiming sovereignty. When the fucking supermarkets shut down, I won't need to worry about my hair. That's the last thing I'll need to worry about. Don't even need to worry about toilet paper, right? Because if you have little cloths, you can use them. But anyway, that's a whole other topic for another day. Thank you for watching my video. If you want to see more about me, hop over to my website, blossomingwoman.com.au.